Hey pregnant mums, this is Nisha in the 9 Month Club at www.the9monthclub.com. So now we're talking about sleep and how much you should be getting to properly support your pregnancy. And sleep is something that I always say is highly underrated. We never really appreciate what sleep does for our bodies, particularly during pregnancy. And it's really important to make you feel good and feel energized and vibrant and balanced during the day, but also for your pregnancy health and for the development of your baby. And this is something I don't think that we properly understand. During any time, sleep is when we rest, we recover, we repair, and we regenerate. So all of the physical and mental stresses of the day are recovered during sleep. And it's when we repair tissues, it's when we regenerate new cells, and it's when we, our bodies try and take us back to a balance of homeostasis. And we're always trying to achieve homeostasis in our bodies. That's what they try and do. Equilibrium is where the body works perfectly. So it's about one of the biggest things during sleep is balancing hormones. Your hormone profile is brought back to proper balance. Let's talk about how long we need to go to sleep and the quality of sleep. You need to be getting to sleep by 10:30 p.m. at the very latest on at least 6 days of the week. And the reason for this is that melatonin production is at its highest between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. in the morning. So you get 4 hours basically of melatonin. Melatonin is the hormone that tells you how long you're going to sleep for, the quality of your sleep, and what is going to happen with the rest of your hormones for the next 24 hours. So it's good. Melatonin production is really essential. If you miss out on melatonin production when it's at its highest, everything else is going to be knocked out of kilter. So it's important you get to bed by 10:30. Secondly, melatonin only occurs during the dark, so you need a pitch black room for melatonin to be at its highest production. So make sure that you have all the electrical equipment switched off, so nothing left on standby. You don't want flashing lights and beeping and buzzing. Turn everything off. Make sure you've got pitch black curtains. Put an eye mask on if your room is very light. That you want the most amount of dark you can for melatonin production to be at its peak. Okay, so following that, if you don't get enough melatonin production, your sleep is going to be disturbed. You're going to wake up frequently in the night and not be able to get back to sleep, and you're going to push all the rest of the hormones way out of balance. And one of the most important hormones is called leptin. Now, leptin is a hormone that is responsible for quite a few things. For one, it's responsible for your immunity. It determines your immune levels, and there are loads of leptin responses all over the body. It's also an appetite suppressant. It tells you when you're full, and it regulates your metabolism. So it is really important that this hormone is in balance, so that you know the next day that you're not overeating, that you're not craving carbs, all of these things, and we'll come to that a bit more now. If you don't get the right quality sleep, and if you don't sleep for long enough, leptin goes into hyperproduction the next day. That means your body is flooded with the leptin. There's so much of it you don't know what to do with it. And all these leptin receptors, which are all over your body, there's too much coming in, and because they get overwhelmed, they switch off completely. So now that they're switched off, you have no signal going from your stomach to your brain to tell you you're full, because the receptors are shut down. There's no way of communicating. So your brain thinks you're still hungry. So you keep on eating and keep on eating and keep on eating. And this is one of the most common phases that women go through in the second trimester, because they typically have an energy burst as they enter the second trimester. They feel like they're vibrant, they've got loads of energy, and they fail to get enough sleep. So they start to get really big hunger pangs, and you get a phase where you go through and you're really hungry in the second trimester. And it's because you're not getting enough sleep. So what happens is you overeat and you're craving carbs, you get lots of food cravings, and you can particularly craving refined sugar, and you can't get enough of it in your body. And to be honest, there's nothing you can do about it, because if your body says eat and your hormones are telling you eat, you will eat, no matter what your willpower is. So you need to make sure that your hormones are properly balanced. The other one that I wanted to mention is prolactin. Now, prolactin is responsible for your milk production, and it's also responsible for regulating your sexual hormones. It will determine your libido, and it has a great implication in pregnancy, where your hormones need to be, your female hormones need to be particularly balanced. Now, if prolactin is out of balance, it's going to affect your personal sexual hormone balance, and that's going to affect the development of your baby and the development of your pregnancy. So